Brooksaw Antiques here. Today we have this 1947 Royal Quiet De Luxe vintage portable typewriter. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. Up top we have the adjustable paper guide, and this helps guide the paper in straight, and I like to line it right up with the edge of the platen, which is the main roller. Margins are located behind this flip panel, and you can move them with your finger like this. Also, you can set it with this magic margin. As you can see, it magically sends the margin to wherever you are on the platen. And if you wanted to move it closer to the edge, you just hold it and move the carriage at the same time. I'm gonna put it right on the edge. This is the paper bell that sits on top and holds the paper down. I'm gonna move that margin a little bit closer to the end, just like that. Once you hear the bell, you're at the end of the margin. You hit this line space, get you back to the beginning. It skips 1 or 2 spaces. Right now we have it on single, but if you want double, you just flip this switch up here. It skips 2. That works good. I was able to type all of the keys on the keyboard in one line because this has Elite typeface, which prints 12 characters per inch, which is a little bit smaller than Pico, which is 10 per inch, which is the usual character count. I'm going to type a sentence on this next line here. Print looks really good. I missed a space in there, but still, that was my fault. That was an operator error. Very nice typing machine. This is much quieter than your typical typewriter. It just sounds a little bit more muffled, almost like it's a silencer on a gun. To pull the page out easy, you just flip this switch on the right side to the front, and it unlocks the rollers underneath the platen, allowing you to pull the page out easier or load thicker paper like carbon copy or cardstock. Make sure you flip that back to the back before you load the next page, or else it will not load correctly. You got a backspace on the top left here. That works good. Shift on each side and a shift lock on the left. To clear that, you just hit the shift button again. Your tab function is this button up top right. And to set the tabs, they're manual set. You set them with your thumb like this, and you can move them along this rack. And if you're not using any of these, you just put them to the left like that. I'm gonna go ahead and test them all. You can see it stops at each one of those. Works good. From the front, do it again. It just stops at each one of those measurements. On the right side below the tab is a margin release. You get to the end of the margin. There's a mechanism that locks the keys. You hit the margin release and it will unlock that so you can finish typing the word at the end of the page. Open the hood. You got your touch control, which you can access without opening the hood, but it just has the word touch control there. And the higher you go to the right, the more tension there is when you hit the keys. The lower you go, the less tension. You don't have to hit the keys as hard, but they don't respond as fast. All the brand new ribbons loaded on the left, so it's pulling to the right. To switch that direction, just flip this switch to the left, it'll start pulling. Counterclockwise to the left. You have it to the right, it pulls clockwise to the right. That's how we want it. Got a carriage release on each side behind the knob. Both work good. And this lever here, if you flip it to the front, it disables the spacing so you can get to an exact spot on the page when you flip it back. Each one of those clicks is a space. And the same concept when you push in the button at the end of the knob here. And that works good. Fully functional, now available on eBay or Etsy. Search Brooksaw Antiques.